My name is Graceffo, the monk from Brooklyn. Today we're in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, learning Bokator, the ancient Cambodian martial art. Bokator!
11 minutes after 11, Wednesday morning from Love FM 97.5. It's the 4th today, the 4th of October. And I was just looking at the date, and this thing that Americans do is they put the date the wrong way around. Well, I say it's the wrong way around because we would say it's the 4:10, but of course it says 10:4. And the reason I mention that is because I've been joined by an American, Antonio.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you? Antonio Graceffo.
Hey, you say that well.
Okay, thank you. Now, if you're a regular to Love FM, you might remember Antonio was here last year. I don't really want to call you a kickboxer, because that's not really what you are. I guess you're into all different sorts of martial arts, right?
Yeah, right. I just kind of call it practical fighting.
Right. You live in Asia now. You're from New York originally.
Yeah.
And you were here last year because you'd just done a book, right?
Yeah, I did a book here last year, which was called Discovering the Khmers. It's like an adventure travel book for Cambodia.
Right.
And the previous year I was here doing a movie with Putong.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we're here today to talk about a style of fighting, which is an old Khmer style.
Right.
What did you say it was called?
It's called Khmer Bokator.
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 Okay, so tell me a bit about that.
Bokator is an ancient fighting art from Cambodia. It dates all the way back to the Angkorian Empire, and if you go to Angkor Wat, they actually have images carved on the walls there. King Jayavarman VII was a master of Bokator.
And how much? Give me an example of what that actually involves compared to a kickboxing I might be familiar with.
Yeah, well, basically, if you think that way back when, all martial arts were used by soldiers in combat, so there were no rules, and it was all about fighting and killing your opponent. So Khmer Bokator has knees, elbows, headbutts, biting.
Right, biting, or you can
even bite the throat out of the opponent. They can fight on the ground. They can wrestle on the ground. They'll go to the ground and wrestle. They do joint locks and manipulations. They do, like the submission wrestling today, except that back then they would have continued the submission until the arm or the leg broke or something, and then, hit the guy with it. So that's the origin of martial art. And then much later, they developed that into a sport, and that became...
I was the first foreign student at Bokator, but Derek is going to be the first foreign in traditional Khmer scars. Now, Bokator, Derek is taking a test for Black Mama. When is that test? August 15th. And how long have you prepared for that?
5 to 8 hours a day for the last 4 months.
5 to 8 hours a day for 4 months and still 2 months to go. Derek, I don't even like training 5 hours a month. Think there's hope for me?
Became the Khmer boxing.
So what is the movie you're doing? What's that about, and what's the
movie is about Bokator Khmer, which is this ancient Khmer martial art. And the story behind the movie, the Khmer Rouge hunted down and killed, of course, anyone who knew any art of any kind in Khmer, whether it was apsara dancing, painting, anything, including Bokator.
Right.
One of the masters, the one who's behind all this, his name is Saen. He was a refugee. He escaped the Khmer Rouge. He escaped to Thailand. He made it to the United States. He came back to Cambodia about 4 years ago and started looking for masters who had survived the Khmer Rouge. He found 8 of them.
Wow.
In the whole country. And one of them was 90 some odd years old. And one of them's in his 60s. So it's very important. He asked me, he's like, please, can we make as many films as possible, write everything down, take photos, because when these guys die,
sure,
the art's gone. So he started a club here in Phnom Penh, and actually not far from the studio, and he's teaching young people, and he charges $5 a month. And then I said to him, what about all those boys huddled in the corner over there? I go, they look pretty poor. He goes, oh, no, I don't charge them. And then he goes, well, they sleep here in the club. So,
right.
Oh, yeah, and I buy them food. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's not charging.
He's not charging anything. And we've been talking about Bokator.
That's right.
And which is ancient Khmer art of fighting.
That's right.
And you're here doing a movie. You've been filming the last 3 days.
Yeah, I think today's the 4th day.
And you finish up on
Sunday? On the weekend.
On the weekend, okay.
But a big thing is, in the movie, I got the director was himself a refugee who survived and went to Cambodia. I went to Thailand and then to Australia. The master was a refugee, and at least 2 of the fighters in the movie are returnees.
There'll be a website up in a couple of weeks, won't there? Is that just Bokator.com?
Yeah, that's Bokator.com.
And how do we spell that? B-O-K... Bokator?
That's correct.
Okay.
Bokator. And my website is speakingadventure.com. It's all one word, speakingadventure. And
that's
website,
up and running just now.
That's up and running, and there's blog spots on there with photos and stories about Bokator and about training in Shaolin Temple and different places where I trained around Asia.
That's good. So speakingadventure.com, it's all one word, www.speakingadventure.com. If you'd like to find out a bit more about Antonio and all the things that he gets up to, he's written a couple of books, done some movies in the past, and here in Phnom Penh just now making another movie. If you'd like to find out about that and about Bokator as well, log on to his website and look out for the DVD, which will be available in Cambodia.
In Cambodia, right. The film will be available on DVD in Cambodia probably in November, and a 20-minute version of the movie is going to run in cinema as well.
And what would the movie be called? I think
it's going to have the same title.
So Bokator.
Bokator, Khmer, the ancient Cambodian martial art.
Good stuff. Well, listen, thanks for coming in.
Okay,
good,
thank you
good
for
chatting
having me.
with you, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. I'll see you next year.
Thank you very much.
Eric, you've been training with the master for some time now. You pretty good? Think you can defend yourself? I'm Antonio Graceffo. We're in Phnom Penh, and that's Bokator.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.